So as you can see, I'm in the park. Well, I guess I'm in the park, but I'm at the sign. So behind it is Montezuma Peak. Right, let's see, right there is Montezuma Pass, which is 6,600 feet and pretty steep climb, but that's how you get to the Yaqui Ridge Trail if you don't want to hike from the visitor center. Hey, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to be doing the Yaqui Trail. Can you see that in the video? There's lots of sun. Just reopened, and I'm gonna day hike it. Got a couple hours here. It's a nice, beautiful, clear day today here down at Sierra Vista, Coronado National Park. I'm gonna hike up to the trail junction here. I did this the other day, just to check out the junction. Sorry about the sun. I'm going to go down to the border, to the monument. It's opened up. In case you notice that my beautiful wife hasn't been in these videos, isn't she lovely? It's because she's visiting her cousin in Texas and having a great time. Miss her, but I want her to enjoy that time she has. So once she gets back, we'll start really getting amped up for the hike and getting stuff prepared and planned out. Got to the trail junction. In 7/10, I should be hitting the trail itself, so it took me a few minutes to get there. Can't really shoot this way into the sun as I'm walking because it's just too rough. I'm going to be taking my sweater here off in a minute, and it's like 50 degrees when I got to the parking lot, so it won't take long for me to warm up. I did bring hiking shorts. Actually, I got them under my sweatpants, and we'll see if it gets that warm. I'm going down here, but it's level now. I'm sure it's going to drop way down to get to the border. I'd show you the border, but it's just not going to come out good with the sun. I'm walking right into it. You can see I took my sweater off. I've been hiking for, I don't know, 10 minutes. Exposed on this trail right here. So I'm warming up. When I stop, I feel a little bit cool, but man, I tried to pick up the pace to make sure I have enough time to get this done. I gotta get back into town around 12:30, so it's 9:10 now. Should be able to make it. If not, I'll just have to do another day, but definitely gonna try. A little ridge now between Coronado Peak and whatever this little peak is ahead of me. Sun's still pretty low on the horizon. Much more cactus here. Is that right? More cactus? More cacti. I don't know. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Interesting little cactus growing out of this rock. Kind of cool. I'm almost to the junction. Again, shit into the sun. Sorry about that, but definitely meant to go that way. I do not see the wall from here, so it means we got to drop quite a bit before I could see it, but not bad trail here. Well maintained. Must be getting close to the junction. Check gut hooks for a little bit. Yeah, we're getting close. This trail continues on to the visitor center, probably for like a couple more miles, but we're gonna take the ridge trail. Oh, I thought there was a trailhead up here. Oh, there it is. Yeah, and it's a nice path. I mean, even the It's not too rocky. There are some here, but not too bad to navigate. There's a bench here. If I had time, I'd stop and take a bunch of pictures, but hopefully I have time on the way back. I gotta allow myself a little extra time going up. I took a border 1 mile. Okay, so we're gonna do the Yaqui Ridge Trail and head down that way. As I'm hiking this mile down, I'm kind of just thinking about how great feeling that is for someone doing a southbound to get to 1 mile to the finish your destination at the border. So cool. I know we anticipated doing a through hike of the Appalachian Trail in 2020, but with COVID, late starts, flip-flopping, all that kind of stuff, you know, we didn't get done. And I can imagine, as we saw some through hikers that never got off trail and finished the through hike, let's get to Katahdin when we were in Maine, and how excited they were to be finished and have that done and completed. And this is an 800-mile trail, so this is a big accomplishment. And so for those of you hiking south, congratulations. And for those of you starting out your adventure heading north, cool. I'm sure the last mile of the northern part will be just as exhilarating. As you can see here, there's some of that road construction for equipment to get stuff down to build a wall and whatever they needed. I'm assuming that's why it was closed initially, is to, you know, not have hikers and trucks and all that kind of stuff intersecting each other. So I'm about 2/10 away from the border now. I'm warm, working up a sweat. Still got my pants on. I'll probably take them off on the way up. And let's kind of push the pace a little bit. I do have a time restraint, and I'm walking into the sun, so all those combinations have got me warm. Brought a liter of water, snack, so I have enough time to get down to get some pictures, get some water and food in me, and then head back up. Allow myself a little extra time going uphill. Although it's steep enough to where, time-wise, probably won't be much different, but energy-wise, oh yeah. There's my first view of the wall. You can see where it ends up now. So I think there's 3, oops, can you see it there? Yeah. I think there's 3 marker monuments in the park, but this is the one that the AZT starts at, so that's why I'm here. I know there are some people that didn't come all the way down because of the closure, and if you happen to see this, sorry, but and there were many people that still went, which I think is fine. There's no one here. All right, here we go. There's the marker. And the wall, of course. Obviously, that's the road they were using. I got a video of me with it in the background, some pictures, and the wall. Now, I guess technically I'm not in Mexico because there's a fence here, and I'm not going to cross this barbed wire. But I am on this side of the wall. I wonder if the wall is going to follow the fence line. Make a little slight detour. Okay. In case you can't read it, it says boundary of the United States Treaty of 1853 reestablished by the treaties of 1882 to 1889. this destination or the destruction or displacement of this monument is a misdemeanor punishable by the United States or Mexico. Misdemeanor? Seems like it would be more. Okay, I'm gonna get some pictures. Let's see if I can get a good video. Let's try this. Okay, and the wall, that's pretty high. Get my glasses on. You see I got a little bit of a glisten going, but where'd my monument go? Oh, there it is. I'll get some pictures now. I'm going to shoot a video, see if we can get a sense of proportion of the wall. See if it comes out. Definitely not climbing up it without a rope. And you can't squeeze through it. I meant if you were tiny. It's almost 10. I'm gonna grab me some water out of my backpack. This is my first light pack I got was a Go Light. For those old enough to remember Go Light. Picked up a couple smart water bottles this morning. Needed to get smarter, but these are the ones we like to take as our working bottles because they got the little flip top and nice size to work with. We'll have to figure out water on this trail and how much we need, where there are caches, and all that good stuff. But so that was quite fun. Mexico in the background, heading back up. This first little section is pretty level, not bad at all. So it's interesting to see the wall. It's huge. Don't know exactly how tall it is, but pretty tall. And of course the gaps in between those bars, they look like tubes. Well, tubes, yeah. Square tubes, right? Yeah, okay. Tubes. And couldn't squeeze through that unless you're a cat or a dog, small dog. Again, there's more of the road construction. So I imagine this section was probably the toughest because of the mountains. So I'm sure that was last. All right, it's warm. I only made it up 2/10. Definitely gonna have to take my pants off. Hope I don't have to take my shoes off. It's hot. I'm standing here, I feel good. Man, once I start walking, forget it. So pardon me while I undress. I do have hiking shorts underneath. Whoop, almost came down too far. Let me sit down here, sorry. I've been using my Hoka Speed Goats, the ones I picked up in Damascus, Virginia last year, and we got up to Pennsylvania border. So they got plenty of miles on them. I'm gonna need some new shoes for hiking. Haven't watched enough videos of the trail. If trail runners work. I'm assuming they will. Love my Hokas. For me being 65 and my main issue isn't my feet, it's my knee that I hurt playing basketball like 40 years ago. And so although it's pretty strong, it still gets some tenderness in it. And so I just have to kind of watch it. Downhill's the worst, of course. Those of you who are older and do a lot of hiking, you know that. So hot. It's hot down here in this little canyon. Here are those beat up Hokas. But they're doing their job still. Get some more of these pre-hikes in. Get me a new pair. Whew. For those of you who don't hike or backpack a lot, you're gonna breathe hard. And all the videos you watch, people aren't usually filming when they're breathing hard. It's too much work. But I'm breathing hard. We're at 6,000 feet plus, climbing up this hill. Can't wait to get to the top. Baby tarantula, I believe. About 2/3 of the way back up. Finally got out of the canyon a little more. It was hot down there, and a little bit more exposed here. Slight breeze. Now that I'm sweating, it feels really good, but the sun is hot. Definitely couldn't do this in any kind of warm weather. At least I couldn't. All right, here's a little bench at the trail where the trail branches off. You continue on again to the visitor center to my right, and then to the left to the Montezuma parking lot. About 0.6 or 7.7. So I'm just taking a couple of minutes here to catch my breath from coming up out of the canyon. The rest of the hike back to the car is not too bad, mostly level, so I could take it nice and easy. It took me about, I don't know, 35 minutes to come up. I had to stop a couple of times, drink a lot of water and catch my breath. It's a good climb, and it was hot. I should have took my sweatpants off earlier. Now I'm a little bit overheated, but up here there's a slight breeze, and it'll definitely be cooler once I get to the car. So kind of just reflect on this hike. It's a cool hike to go. I wouldn't want to carry a heavy backpack up it, but you know, you want to get down to the beginning of the trail. So I think our plans will probably be just a day hike this, and maybe slack pack from Montezuma to somewhere where we can get picked up, and then throw our packs on and head north whenever we do. All I know is if it's this hot, then definitely any time to go would be good. And I don't know how it gets up north, but man, just hiking without a pack. Well, I had probably about 6-7 pounds in my back with water, and I don't know why I brought a sweater, food, and looking forward to this. So I'm gonna head back now to the car. And I just wanted to kind of reflect too about the border. You know, my dad was an immigrant, a legal immigrant, and he came over to the U.S. because he saw a movie in a theater about the U.S. when he was in the Philippines, and he was a teenager then. So he got his way to go to Hawaii before. Of course, it wasn't a state, right? This is back in he was born in 1904, so this was back when late teens, early 20s when he was in Hawaii. And then he came over on a ship to the U.S. But I just remember, you know, every year he'd go renew his green card, his legal right to be in this country. And he loved his country. I mean, it had lots of problems. You know, he was here when the Depression hit. He was here for World War II and all that stuff. But despite all the things, you know, this country had that weren't quite right, and he experienced a lot of that, being a Filipino. But he never, not once, didn't want to be a U.S. citizen, and he worked hard, and he became a citizen back when I was in grade school. He just thought this was the place to be, and he lived his whole life here. And he was a proud American, and You judge people by who they were, not by anything other than that. So it didn't matter what color you were, didn't matter what status you were. If you didn't treat people right, you weren't for him. But if you did, he would go out of his way to be your friend and help you. And that's kind of like what America should be. Getting near the trailhead, I see the tower somewhere right in there where the parking lot is. That's Coronado Peak. I don't know if you can make out the little thing on top. So it's the backside. I'm probably not going to do that today. This is tiring me out today. So, and I'm still on my intermittent fast, so my energy levels aren't too good. But this is a beautiful little hike here. I'll show you it. We got these cactus coming up. It's not quite 11, so sun's still pretty low on the horizon, relatively speaking, and you can see by my shadow. It's really just kind of not too bad from here on out. Not much elevation loss again, so you can cruise by it and just enjoy the scenery. It's funny how the desert will put plants out for you. It's hot or dry, and you get some beautiful pictures like this old tree, weathered and dead, but really cool. Then you get your green. Definitely cooler up here, thank goodness. Coronado Peak, folks. Made it back to the car. It's 11:13, so roughly over a couple hours for me to do this hike. About 20 minutes of just playing around. Let's go sit here for a minute and regroup. So if you decided to come just a day hike, you watch this video and you want to walk to the border, go for it. So I made it back. Gonna head back into town, get back to base. Got my sweet ride in the back.